Hey, everybody. I am just going to go ahead and start the live. We're a couple minutes early, but I want to make sure that my internet kind of gets stable. It seems to be getting a little pixelated and everything is okay. I hope you're all doing wonderful. If you want to say hello in the chat, I wonder why it's doing that. Very weird. Let's try. Hold on. Hi, Karen. Hi, Shalana. How are you tonight? I think that's it. I think there was something on my one lens that was like, I don't know if it was trying to like focus on that instead of focusing on the thing. I think we're good now. Yay. I hope you're all having a lovely Monday and it hasn't been too stressful for you. So we'll get started right at 8 with our bundle, which I have here. You guys, so I know Christopher mentioned it on his live last week, but our bundles, first of all, they're getting a bigger discount and they're getting some lovely marketing on the website, which I think is so, so cool and amazing. So the bundles are going to be $40 now. And when I create these bundles, they usually run regular like retail price. Sometimes close to $100, sometimes a little over. So that's like 60% off for all of these products, which is amazing. So I think I love that. I love a good deal, just like the next person. So I'm super excited for all of the new bundles. I've been working on them with Heather. So we've got a couple weeks ahead and there's some really fun ones coming. So that's going to be awesome. So tonight's bundle, this is not part of the bundle, but we're going to use that for a little bit. Hi, Dana. So nice to see you tonight. Hi, Shalana. Shalana says she's going to work and listen to your live. Well, then I shall try to be as entertaining as possible so that you are not bored with work. Hi, Penny. Penny said she's dropping in while the rest of our group finishes dinner. Yay! I'm so glad you got to come. We are a little pixelated tonight. At first, I thought it was because there was something like schmutz on my lens, but I cleaned my lenses and that's not it. So I guess it's just the internet this evening. Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That is so rough, and I hope that your husband can get better and feel better soon and that he will be home soon. That is very rough. I have spent my time in the ICU, not as a patient, but as a family member. And I understand that is incredibly stressful. Okay, so tonight's bundle, let's talk about what's in it. First, and Shalana, I hope you, or not Shalana, Karen, I hope you get a nice hot drink and just sit back. Watch me create for as long as you can and take a couple deep breaths. So tonight's bundle, we have card bases. Love card bases. Who doesn't love card bases, right? We have glitter glaze and fallen snow. I just in case you're wondering if I like glitter glaze, fallen snow or not, here's my jar that is going to need replaced really soon. we have cardstock in alabaster and lunch bag. The only reason this isn't in its little sleeve is because I tore the sleeve. So we have alabaster and we have lunch bag. And then you guys, so many stamps and dies in tonight's bundle. Like so many stamps and dies. We have the vintage plaid 6x6 paper collection. So cute. I love this paper collection. We're going to do lots of fun stuff with it today. We're going to use it in some fun ways. This is a hello butterfly die. We're going to use this little hello for a sentiment on our card project for tonight. We have the Breakfast Buddies die set, which is one of my all-time favorite die sets from Brutus Monroe ever. So it has little donuts. It's got the coffee mug. It's so, so good. We are going to use the little coffee cup die that's in part of that die set for tonight's project. We have the Flying By to Say stamp set, which, so we're going to use this set of hearts. We're going to use this My Sweet Friend sentiment, but let me just say, if you wanted to, if you're a big butterfly person and you want to incorporate butterflies, you could totally do that on your project. There's never enough butterflies. And then the piece de resistance of tonight's bundle is the Sprinkled with Love stamp and coordinating die set. So the stamp set, I'm going to pull this out of its little sleeve so you can see all the stamp sets in it. This, so this is an older stamp set, and I say that because I bought this stamp set from the shop when it was released before I was part of the design team, and I have used it on a ton of projects. So here's a look. You have all these donuts, all of these different like icings you can put on your little donuts. So cute. Lots of really cute little sentiments. And you get the coordinating dies with the stamp set too. So extra, extra fun. Let me just slip this in here. And we'll set these aside. So I did all of the die cutting ahead of time because my machine is noisy and I just figured, you know, we could do without noise. I talk enough. We don't need, you know, noise on top of it. So we're going to set this Flying By to Say die set. We're going to set that aside because we are going to use that. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. But all of the stamping and dies for our card project I've already done. And I will tell you what I used and all of those fun things. So we're going to start with our card base, and we're going to go ahead and do some of the lunch bag cardstock, and we're going to grab a patterned paper and cut those down. Oh, good. Karen said she's going to go relax. I 100% agree. Go relax. It's all good. So let's just flip through the vintage plaid set if you haven't seen this before. Now, I've used mine on a couple of projects, so I've got little scraps in here. We'll set those aside. I think I have at least one of each of the patterns, though. I think. So we'll just go ahead and see if I have. I bet I do have enough that I can show you all of the different patterns that are in here. Yay. So here are all of the pretty patterns. They are all in shades of like orange and orange red and blue and white, and so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one because that's what I'm going to use for my cards tonight, my card panel. So what's everybody up to? Did everybody have a good weekend? How's January treating you? January is treating me rotten. I'm not going to lie. I have been sick since the end of December. I know I said, was it last week that I said I was a little bit sniffly? Well, the sniffly didn't go away, and now I have a sinus infection. And of course, my doctor called me in a prescription today, and the pharmacy was kind enough to not fill the prescription until about 2 minutes ago. You can. So the prescription, sorry about that. My son needed me to answer a question for a minute. My prescription, they decided to fill it at 7:56 and the pharmacy closes at 8. So guess who's not getting her antibiotics till tomorrow morning? See, January. It's killing me. All right. I am cutting this paper down to 4. In case you need these measurements. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, hold on. Shalana says, did I see that correctly? $40 for this bundle. If so, this is a steal that no one should be able to resist. Yes, Shalana, you heard that right. All that product I just showed together in the bundle is $40. Exactly. Isn't that crazy? Candy says, we have her for 8 minutes before her Vikings play. Go Vikings! I'm not a football person, so I will root for whoever you want me to. So I have my plaid, and then I have the lunchbox cardstock. The lunchbox cardstock is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then that will cover the entire front of our card for tonight. If you want to snap up one of those bundles, you will find links to the bundle in the description box below. You will also find a link to just all of the products individually. And there's a discount code down there too that you can use if you like. So there is things. There is our card base. Here is our card panel. Now let's talk die cutting, because I did mad die cutting and a tiny bit of mixed media we're going to do too. I think since I live so close to Pittsburgh, I should be rooting for the Steelers, but they lost last night, so that doesn't even matter. I can be a Vikings fan now. I can be any kind of fan you want me to be. All right, so let me go through all these different things while we put together our card tonight. So you saw that die set, or the stamp set, the stamp and dies we are going to be using tonight. They are so cute, and you can color all those donuts up if you want. I decided that I didn't want to color anything, and that I would go ahead and show you how to make the donuts so that you don't need to color. So I started with the lunch bag cardstock, and I stamped all the donuts with the Raven ink and then die cut them out with the coordinating dies. And then we're just going to ink up the edges a little bit with some vintage. I'm going to use Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, but any kind of brown ink that you like or have will work for that. So there's our donuts. Then for the tops of the donuts, so the icing parts are all separate in that stamp set. And again, if you are a colorist, if you love to color, you can absolutely go ahead and color up all your donuts. What I did was I stamped the donut frosting onto some of the plaid paper, and then I fussy cut them. I did some in the plaid paper, and then I did some in white and put some glitter glaze on them so that they would have that fun kind of shimmer glittery frosting look or sprinkles look to them. And so we're going to do that. I have one of the frosting pieces. The die set does not come with a frosting, a separate die, because you can go ahead, you could always just stamp your donut and then you can fit the frosting right down on top of the donut, and then you can color if you want or something like that. Like you can stamp it so that they look like one piece. I stamped them so that they were two pieces. And I am going to just go ahead and fussy cut out this one. And then I'll show you, we're going to coat the top of this with the Fallen Snow glitter glaze. Oh, thank you. Candy just linked up all of the bundles and the code for everyone that you can use. So there's the outside of the icing, and I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of the icing. Dana says, I just love these bundles being UTBM. Yes, Dana, so do I. I'm having so much fun, like creating them and going through the shop and mixing and matching products. I think that it's super fun. And I also love the idea of being able to show you all how to use things in different, in different ways. For example, like with tonight's bundle, who would put donuts with what seems to be a very kind of spring or butterfly kind of stamp and die set, but here we are and it looks amazing. So I really am enjoying the process of putting these bundles together and kind of mixing and matching different things, having different ideas and different uh, ways of doing it, because I think sometimes it's good, even if you have some of these products in your stash, you might not have all of them. So you might just want a couple little pieces, but then you have a way of kind of taking what you might have already at home and stretching it and using it more and using it in different ways. So there is our fussy cut frosting. Fussy cut frosting. Now I'm going to use my fingers because there is no good tool anywhere that will put the glitter glaze on the donuts as good as my finger does it. I mean, that's just how it is. So I'm just going to take a bunch of glitter glaze on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of put it on there like you would put, kind of imagine you're putting frosting on a donut. And you can just and you can swirl it a little bit. I always like to use glitter glaze with my finger because you can get these like little peaks and valleys, and especially something like this where you want it to look like it's kind of frosting, it will work. And then when it's all done, you have this gorgeous kind of glittery, sparkly frosting. Okay, so we're going to put these up here and we're going to let that dry. And then once it dries, we'll have another donut. So basically, we're going to go ahead and paper piece these donuts. So we have the donuts that are stamped on the lunch bag cardstock and they are die cut. And then we have the pattern paper ones that I did the same thing, stamped it onto the pattern paper and then die cut. This one, is it this one? No, this isn't the one. There is in the die set, there is one of the frosting dies. It's the one where the frosting is dripping. This one. So that die, this donut right here has, this is the frosting, but it has its own stamp set too, or its own die set. So that's really nice as well. So let me grab my little booper and my Distress Oxide ink, and we'll just put just a little bit along the edges just to add some interest and a little bit of shading to our donuts. This is going to take me a bit to ink all of these and put the donuts on, put the frostings on. So if you have any questions or you want to chit chat about anything special, now's the time. And I'm going to go ahead and have a bit of my tea. So the other day when Brutus Monroe had their lives, it must have been Wednesday, I guess. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. They did their little, they were playing the duck pond game, and if you ordered $50, you got a free gift and all that. And I ordered $50 worth of candy because that's just that's me. So I got my $50, all that candy today, which makes me so happy because we go through Scoozy's gummies like insane here. Like it's wild. I have two, my boys are 18 and 24. They will snatch my gummies anytime they can get their hands on them. So, but last Wednesday, they had these new like peppermint taffies. Peppermint is my favorite flavor of anything. Like me and peppermint, we are old friends. I love peppermint candy. It's so good. I absolutely adore all peppermint things. So I went and got like I think I got 4 containers of the little peppermint taffy. And I couldn't wait when my package came today. I dug into it and they're so good. They're so good. So good. They're perfect. They're like pepperminty, but also like creamy, like you want taffy to be. So I just have to tell you that peppermint taffy is some good stuff right there. So how cute are these donuts? So you can see even you're covering a lot of it with the icing, but you can still see there's still like a nice edge there. You can see the little brown edge where the lunch bag cardstock is. So cute. So that's my product recommendation for today. If you like peppermint, go get some peppermint taffy. It's so good. So how many people are watching besides Candy? I know Candy's going to go run and watch our football game. Anybody else watching football games tonight while I craft? Maybe you can watch the football game while you listen to me craft or watch me craft. I know tonight's like wild card night, so. Is it the wild card? Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Again, only know a little bit about football. That's not true. I have, by osmosis, absorbed some of it from my husband. And when Peyton Manning played, I would watch all of his football games because he was super fun to watch. So I do know a bit about football. Karen said they look good enough to eat. They do look good enough to eat. I agree. Dana's watching football. Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome. Dana says she has the game on her TV on mute and I'm on her computer. That's fabulous. I love that. Good. So then between you and Candy, you guys can keep me up on the scores. Because my husband is a big football person and he is in Colorado. So I can act like I know it all when he calls me later and is like, did you see the football game? And I can be like, yeah. And I can, tell him some stats or something. And instead of being like, nope, I was scrapbooking. Uh-oh. Wait, I think we did one wrong. I think this one is supposed to actually, hold on, we're okay, we can fix it. I have too much frosting and not enough donuts. But I think I know why. Okay, here we go. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we need 2 of this. Oh, you Yep. Hi, Galinda. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Yes, I am safe and warm and in my house. Oh, Dana says she lives in Colorado. Yeah, he's in Boulder. He's going to be in Boulder for most of the month of January. Yet another reason why my January is just not going well. Okay, so there is all of our gorgeous donuts. How cute are these? We didn't have to color them at all. You don't need to be super talented. It's just the hardest thing to make them is to fussy cut the icings. But the rest is super easy. And they're so, so cute. I love using powder paper or just a touch of mixed media and doing a little bit of paper piecing on die sets like that. Works really, really well. So next, let's grab our coffee cup. So this is from the Breakfast Buddies die set that is part of this bundle. This die set also has like donuts and icing and a little sentiment. Really, really cute. So lots and lots of ways you can mix and match this whole bundle to create a bunch of different kinds of projects. I'm just going to use the coffee cup on my project today, but just know that you're getting it all. So with that bundle, you can, you can recreate the card we're going to make tonight, but then you can do one where you do the donuts with the die set that comes with the coffee cup, or you could skip the coffee cup altogether and just have a whole bunch of these cute little donuts and one of the sentiments from the stamp set. So many options. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Raven ink and my Misty. Oh, Carol, you're totally fine. No worries. We're so happy you could join us. Hello, hello. Oh, you know what, Dina? I will tell him that. He does like sushi. He loves sushi, actually. So, does that sushi place? Wait, he may have already found it because he found a sushi place that he was talking to me about last night. This is going to sound like the strangest thing you've ever heard, but does that place also have tiramisu? He said he's been eating at this Japanese sushi place, but it must not just be Japanese because he said they have the best tiramisu he's ever eaten in his life. So I'm like, that's unusual. Okay, so what I have here is, here's all the pieces you get with the coffee cups. You get the black, which I cut from the Raven cardstock, which isn't part of the bundle, but it's really easy. And the only place I used it on this whole card is just the black cardstock on the top of the coffee cup. So, um, there's our coffee cup, the top, and then this is the little piece that goes like the hand warmer, and then the white, the alabaster, which is part of the bundle, and I also used it on the frostings, and we're going to use it on one more thing. So that's what our coffee cup is going to look like when it's all together. Now, I thought it would be fun to add a little something extra to the coffee cup, and in this bundle, in this the Flying Away stamp set, Flying Into Say stamp set, that's it, Flying Into Say, there's this row of little hearts, and I thought it would be really cool to make it look like the hearts were going across the hand warmer that's on the cup. And the way we're going to do this is I'm actually going to go a little bit old school. So I have my Misty, and I'm using it basically just to hold my hand warmer in place. I'm going to take an acrylic block, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to put it onto the acrylic block and kind of make it into a half moon bit. I'm putting it right over my coffee hand warmer here, so you can kind of see. So there's the hand warmer for the coffee. Here's my acrylic block with the stamp on it, and then I can kind of move that stamp to get the little curve right, so that it will look like the hearts are going to go right all the way around that little hand warmer. So I'm just going to move and manipulate the stamp till I have it just the way I want it. And then we can ink it up, and it will have the same curve to it that our die cut does for our coffee cup. Oh, okay, Dana. I was just curious when you said that, because I know he sent me yesterday. He's like, this tiramisu, and I'm like, at a Japanese sushi place. He goes, yeah, I know. How crazy is that? Oh, thank you so much, Ellen. Aren't those graphics gorgeous? I can't take credit for them. The one of the graphic designer at Bruce Monroe is doing them, but they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and just stamp my down. And now you can kind of see it follows the curve of that little coffee cup. And it looks like the little hearts are going right around the edge, just like it's on the mug. So, how cool. I definitely need the lid for my ink here. Susan says, this is going to be so awesome and so fun to watch. Oh, yay, Susan. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. Tina says, I may have to check that place out. That sounds good. He's been loving it. And I mean, I will admit, the picture he sent me of the tiramisu, that looked pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll get this little coffee mug on. And then I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of ink just around the edge. Again, just to give it that look like it is rounded and it's going off. I want to make this look as three-dimensional as I can. And I think that those hearts that go around the little hand warmers on the cup really does help that, to give it that kind of three-dimensional look. Because we're not going to use any kind of foam tape or anything on tonight's project. Because sometimes you want to mail things without extra postage. So I wanted to make something that was pretty flat. Okay, so I'm gonna get the black piece on top of our coffee mug. And it just lines up perfectly. Oh, thank you, Ellen and Susan. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the donuts were fun. Okay, so now we have all of our donuts. We have our coffee mug. The last little piece to our card is going to be the sentiment, which is the hello from the Hello Butterfly die set. So the die set looks like this. You got the hello and the shadow layer, and then you get the 3 butterfly pieces, the wings and the body. So what I have done is I cut the shadow layer from one of the pattern papers in our kit. And then for the sentiment, again, just to give it a little bit of dimension, we're going to do some stacked dies. This is the best way to add dimension to die cuts that are a little bit thin or delicate, or like this works really good for words because it gives you the dimension of having foam behind your word, but you don't have to cut the teeny tiny little pieces of foam to try to fit behind some of these really teeny tiny delicate areas. And you can also, when you mail these cards, it's not gonna, we're not gonna have shifting or bending or like squishing from the, like you can sometimes get with the foam tape. So I have cut my hello twice from, or 3 times from white cardstock, once from the lunch bag cardstock. And then we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna stack these on top of each other. And then they will fit perfectly behind. You're not gonna have any of your, where the foam tape sticks out. This is really, really good for dies like this that are kind of delicate and thin. And this is how you get some lift to them. And you just want to make sure that you put the color you want at the top. So you just want to make sure that the last layer you're putting on this is your lunchbox layer. And I'm using wet glue so that I can kind of manipulate these and line them up perfectly. So they'll be nice and stable. And then we'll add the cardstock for our top layer. And again, the wet glue is helping me to be able to go around all the different edges and line it up because you have that little bit of wiggle room. And then we're going to go ahead and place each letter right onto the shadow layer, and it'll provide a little bit of lift and separation between that pattern paper and our letter, which will make things easy to read. That's what we want. Susan says she loves the donuts, and Ellen wants a donut right now. I want a donut too. Oh, I forgot what that name is. Hello. Shalana asked about the plastic envelopes. So the plastic envelopes that I use are manufactured by Hero Arts. They are They come in a bunch of different sizes. You can get them with the little magnetic piece on the inside that holds your dies, or you can get them just plain, um, which is these, and they come in packs of 10, and that's where I get them. They're from Hero Arts. They are really good quality. They're really, really sturdy. Um, they work great. I haven't had one that has ripped or torn or anything. They work really well. And then I put them into, I have shelves where I have like a shelf where I keep all my stamps, like bookshelves kind of. And I organize my stamps into those plastic envelopes, and then I put them in refrigerator storage bins, like clear plastic refrigerator storage bins. Oh, thanks. That's it, Brian. I know I've seen you on other lives before, and I know that I knew you had a name, but I could not remember it to save my life. So I will try to remember. I will try to remember. I do try to remember when people's YouTube channel isn't what their name is. Good evening. I'm so glad you're here. There's a plastic storage bin. Shalana said she lost her hello die. What? You know what? You're gonna find it in like the craziest place. Like it'll be in like a plastic storage envelope or something. It'll be like with another random stamp set you didn't even know you used with the hello die. It'll show up, you'll see, when you least expect it. Although I have had dies that have not shown up. I've had a few that I have, mostly they're like real small dies that go in stamp sets. They're real tiny, real tiny. They get lost. Ellen said she would find it the day after the replacement arrived at her house. Oh my. Oh, that would be terrible. The nice thing though is that if it's the hello die and you do find it, I mean, if you're mass producing cards, sometimes it's nice to have duplicate die sets. If you want to make more than one card, you can cut it out twice in one go. So that might not be the worst die to have a double of. So we're just going to go ahead and stack all these pretty layers up. And then we can go ahead and just have a play and put all of our die cut elements all together. So we'll put those here. Yes. Shalana, that's what I did. That's what I did for the longest time. That is what I did for the longest time. And then I got some plastic envelopes from another company, and they were like the same. Like they tore right along the edge. I won't tell you who that was. So I was like, okay, I need something really strong and really like good and durable. So I went online and I just went looking. Um, and I bought like one pack of like two or three different storage envelopes. And those Hero Arts ones, they were the best by far. And they have really nice closures on them too. So sometimes you just have to find the right one to work for you. And those work really, really well. Okay, so we have all of our donuts. We have our sentiment. We have our coffee mug all ready to go. Just going to put my glue bottle on. I'm going to take a quick sip of my hot peppermint tea that's beside me. Okay, that's okay. Yep, come back and watch the replay. No problem. So what's the football score? Someone want to tell me? All right. So we're going to take that blue plaid paper and we're going to center it on our lunch bag card stock. And you could use any color that you would want for the back of this, for the back of your card. There's so many different patterns on that paper pad. I chose this one because it had a lot of white in it, and I didn't want my card to become too dark. I also felt like when it came to the donuts, orange would be the most kind of, maybe, I don't know if obvious is the right word, but it just seemed to me like orange was the color for frosting. Like blue seemed like a little, I wasn't quite sure if we'd actually, have blue frosting. That seemed a little bit too far out there. Orange seemed more frosting color like. Ah, oh dear. I'm not going to comment on the football score. That's it. Because I know that Miss Candy is not happy right now. So I'm not going to comment on the football score. Ellen, I didn't know that British Memory used to carry storage pockets. Okay, so we're going to put our coffee cup now. My coffee cup is not in the center. It's not off to the right or off to the left. It's kind of just like right, but adjacent in a little bit because I want to put this donut here really badly. So this is the donut with the bite taken out of it. And that's the one we want to put right up against our coffee cup. So it's like someone's eating their donuts and coffee. Although, let me just say, these are not to scale because I'm pretty sure that if this is the size of a regular sized donut, this is one gigantic cup of coffee. Just saying. That's okay though. I would drink a cup of coffee that big. So we can put our little donuts anywhere we want, really. We can just kind of pile up. We're going to take one of these three, whichever one, and we're going to set it aside because we need one for the inside of our card. We're going to do the inside of our card tonight, not just the outside. So let's put this one here. We can kind of just stack our donuts up all over the place till we like the way that they look. We can move them around, can do whatever we want. If you are doing a more kind of springtime donut card, if you want to do one that's not quite so warm and cozy and coffee-like, and you have this bundle, then what you can is you could always stamp and cut one of those butterflies and have like pink frosted donuts. pink and purple frosted donuts. And then you could have your little butterfly up here. Just saying. If anyone wants to try that. I don't want to try it later on. Oh, you could. It could be blueberry frosting, Carol. That's true. So we're going to tuck these. There is no wrong way to put your donuts. There's no wrong place to put your donut. You just put the donuts into a nice pile wherever you want. We do want to make sure we keep enough room up here for our little hello, though. So that will kind of change where your donut placement might go. But for the most part, you can put them wherever you like. So just another card idea for your bundle. So if you just changed up your colors, could do with the pink and the purple and then the little butterfly. Yep. Data, it would be cute. Definitely. Okay. And then we'll add our little hello. Now I'm going to dip into my stash and grab a white gel pen because I feel like these beautiful donuts, they end the coffee cup, looks really nice with some gel pen accents. Please don't ask me to recommend a gel pen. I don't have a recommended gel pen. One doesn't exist. I have yet to ever find a gel pen that does not require me to have a piece of black cardstock beside me to keep the ink flowing. And I have never found a white gel pen that doesn't make me want to pull my hair out and scream. And yet I still keep using them because you just can't go wrong with a white highlight on certain things. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my black cardstock. I'm going to scribble a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and add some white highlights to our card and to our donuts. But there is no white gel pen that works really, really well. Just kind of have to make do with the not so good white gel pens. So I'm just adding little white accents because it just lifts it up. I am always a really huge fan of little details. So little gems, little sequins, just little details. Little details are always my favorite part of anything that I make. So we have the white gel pen marks and it elevates it. Okay, said I thought it was just me. No, it's not just you. White gel pens are the worst, but also the best. It's a really a love-hate relationship. It truly is. Okay. So we're going to put our card base into, this is our card base. I have an extra donut. I'm going to grab my flying by to say hi. Know anybody, hey, you guys know anybody that we could maybe make get to make a good gel pen? Hint, hint. All right. So from the flying by to say hi stamp set, we have my sweet friend, which how perfect is that for donuts, right? So we have our little hello on the front of our card, and then inside we're going to stamp my sweet friend. Perfect. And then we're going to use these hearts that we created around our little coffee cup. We're going to use them again on the inside of our card, and we're going to use our extra donut. I love the idea, and you guys obviously do too, because we did that card last week where we had, like we made the inside just as special and fun as the outside, and everyone seemed to like that. So we're gonna keep up with that, and we're gonna keep trying to make the insides of our cards just as adorable and cute and nice as the outside. So I'm gonna get this nice and straight, or as straight as I can. And then I'm going to just stamp with my Raven Detail ink, my sweet friend. And we might have to stamp it more than once because I'm pretty sure my Raven ink needs to be re-inked. And I forget until I'm doing stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it needs re-inked. But will I remember to re-ink it? Someday. Okay, and then right underneath my sweet friend, we're going to put that little line of hearts. And you'll see we didn't hurt those line of hearts by bending it in the least. Nice and straight back to the way it was. And we're going to stamp that. Probably twice. I'm with you, Carol. I'm with you. I agree. Hello again, Penny. So glad you're here. Okay. So stamp this nice and crisp. Then we can take our donut, our extra donut. And you could probably put it anywhere inside this card. You could even, I am sure, like if you wanted to stamp and cut 2 donuts, you could put one up here and one down here. I'm just going to put one up here in the upper left-hand corner. That gives me lots of room to write if I want to write, well, besides my name. And then we have our little donut up here in the corner on the inside. And then we'll put the front of our card panel onto our card base. And we'll pop it right here. And there we are. Our card project is done for tonight. So we have lots of techniques we can take away from this. We have paper piecing a stamp instead of coloring it. We can manipulate our stamps to help us to get dimension, like when we want this our coffee cup to look round. Our stacked sentiment title, which looks so cute. Our lovely glittery donuts. And there's our card for tonight, everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful evening. I hope that Candy's Vikings win. And if you haven't grabbed a bundle yet, be sure to head down to the description box. I know Candy posted the link in the chat a little bit earlier, but it's all there for you to grab in the description box on YouTube as well. All right, everyone, you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll give you all a minute to say goodbye before I just turn the live off. I'll also give anyone a minute in case someone has a question or anything, because I know there's a delay. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Shalana. It is a masculine card. You're right. I didn't even think of that when I designed it, but it absolutely is. Good night, Dana. Good night, Penny. See you every